Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you were in the US, and if you were elsewhere, I hope you had a good weekend. I had a really nice, quiet Thanksgiving and birthday, and we just kind of spent it around home and just a lot of little things to take care of. The house is, when you move into a new place, there's always things to take care of. And we had Thanksgiving dinner, and we got to talk to our son twice. He's living in Canada right now on his co-op term. He's in Vancouver. And he had, even though it wasn't Thanksgiving up in Canada, he invited some friends over and had an American Thanksgiving in Canada. He cooked his turkey, which is more than I can say for myself because I just went ahead and ordered a turkey dinner because I just didn't want to cook on my birthday. So I ended up just having the easy button, and it was very nice. And actually, we're still eating the turkey, and I know some of you might think, wow, that's a long time. It was like a dinner for four. We got it at Whole Foods. And what I do is we eat kind of the regular meal for the first couple of nights, and then I turn everything that's left over into a casserole, and that just makes everything so much easier because we eat up all the rest of the food in casserole form. It's like very easy. If you look up online, it's very easy to do. Some of you might turn things into soup. I like the casserole. I just layer everything, like the turkey with the gravy, with the stuffing. I throw some vegetables in there and top it all off with mashed potatoes. It's kind of like a shepherd's pie kind of deal. And so we have one more night of that. So that four-person turkey dinner ended up lasting us for, I guess, 5 days. So actually, today, if it's counting today, it will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6 days. So not too bad for a four-person meal to stretch out for 6 days for two people. So I kind of like that. That's my easy button. But I did bake a pumpkin pie, and it was delicious. So it was very, very good. So let me know if you had a good Thanksgiving in the comments, and I will talk to all of you at the end. Today's also Casing Tuesday, which is probably why you're here, not to listen to me talk about my Thanksgiving. But that's the day when we take a card from the catalog and we give it a makeover, because there's lots of samples in the catalog, so we should utilize them to make different cards, right? It makes it a lot easier. I designed this card last night. I think within 30 minutes I was done. So it's really nice to have that as a blueprint. So what we have, so we'll just take a look at the card for today. Here it is. Oh, isn't that beautiful paper? You just let the paper do all the work in this one, and then you just add like a little greeting on there. Very easy layout. And then if you're not used to measurements, here are some measurements for you for the sketch, and you can change the measurements as well. This is just kind of a guide to get you started, and it also is helpful because sometimes you might not have a banner, so like in the original card you can use a rectangle instead. Change out the shapes to suit what you have. If you're a beginner, you're not going to have all of the things that people that have been crafting for 20 years have. So use the things you have on hand. Be creative. This is a really good challenge for all of us. I probably would not have designed a card like this. This is not my typical Brenda style card if I'm designing from scratch. So it's really cool to use other people's styles and then, just do your own twist on it, right? All right, let me hold up my card. So this is my card that I created, and I'm very proud of it. I really like the way it turned out. And let me just pop up the original card. So you can see I've kept the Moody Mauve banner, and then I made the paper just a little bit bigger than the designer series paper, a little bit bigger than the original sketch. My banner, I think what they did with their banner, if I'm not mistaken, I think they may have used the same banner as me. I actually didn't look it up. I could have looked it up in the ingredients. And I think they may have made it longer by cutting 2 banners. And then lengthening the banner by keeping the split of the banner behind the circle so that you couldn't see that it was actually 2 different banners. That's how I think they made it larger. But in my case, I felt like it didn't warrant making it larger. And I did more than just the paper. I decided to add the bear. And I want to talk for a moment about the paper and the bear. First of all, the Beary Cute bundle, it's on the retiring list. It's while supplies last. So make sure you get it now if you haven't already gotten it, because it's going to sell out, I'm sure. And then you won't be able to get it anymore. And I am planning on Friday a very cute project with the Beary Cute bundle. I did do earlier in the season, I did do a really cute lantern. Let me just grab that for a second in case you guys are interested. This was, this is adorable. This one has, you put a tea light holder in here, inside, and then it shines through the vellum windows. So it's super, super cute, and look at that. So just a different take on that, and then I have the warm wishes on the back. So this is just such a cute project itself. And this one, if you're interested in this one, this was done earlier in the season. There is a project sheet for that. So if you're on my email list, you can definitely get that. But I have another project, a new project, totally new, that I'm going to be doing on Friday with the Beary Cute bundle. So make sure you have that bundle if you don't have it already. It could sell out in the meantime, so that's always a concern. So I'm going to have a backup project if it sells out. I'll still show you how to make the project with the Beary Cute bundle in case you get it. And then it sells out and you're like, what was the project Brenda was gonna do? I will still make the project. I will just choose a slightly different way to make it, so you'll be able to see how you do both. But don't let that, don't forget to get the bundle, because it could sell out. I am also using the Walk in the Woods paper today, and I want to bring attention to this paper because it is kind of fabulous. And let me grab all of my paper. Oh. So this paper is a paper that Stampin' Up! Will donate $3 from the sale of every pack of this paper to a charity, and this year's charity is Marine Toys for Tots. And I did look, I just went out and I looked at the charity. They have a really good rating. You know, sometimes when you deal with charities, you want to make sure that you're donating to a charity that has a good reputation, right? And this charity does. So, and this is beautiful paper. It can be used in Christmas and beyond because it's got Christmas patterns and it's got winter patterns. And some of these bears do punch out, it can be punched with the punch. So that's another cool feature. We've got stripes. There's 2 sheets of each paper. I think I've gotten them all. So this is sorry, it's not Walk in the Woods, it's Walk in the Forest. Oh my gosh, how many times am I going to say that wrong today? Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper. This one is the paper where they'll be donating $3 for the sale of every pack to Marine Toys for Tots. And if you go to my blog, you can take a look at the charity for yourself. I linked to their About page, because that's when I'm donating to charity. I always want to check out and vet the charity to make sure that, you know, my dollars are going to a good cause and that they're not going to be all eaten up by admin costs, right? We want to have a good ratio of the money actually going to good thing that the charity is doing versus just running the charity, right? So, okay, I've gotten sidetracked, but anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this card right now. And let me just pop over to my other page. I see this right here. This is sunshine coming through a crack in my blinds. It is very sunny here today. It might look dark in my room because the sunshine is coming in. I have to block some of it because it's so sunny. It wouldn't look good on my work surface. So let me just start out. Here's the very cute bundle. It's just awesome. Makes some really cute. It's good for Christmas and it's good for winter. So think about upcoming winter birthdays and cards. But this one, it won't be available past January for sure, and it could sell out before then. So I'm not sure how many they have on hand. So I'm always worried with punch bundles and things that are going, that are on the retirement list. So we're going to start off with a piece of pretty peacock cardstock. I've cut this to 11 by 4 1/4. So if we have a normal piece of 8.5 by 11, it looks like this by this. And I cut in half on the 8.5 side. I cut on the 4 1/4 inch mark. And then I scored it at the 5.5 inch mark to make it fold in half. I'll just take my bone folder and smooth down that fold. I also cut a piece of the Walk in the Forest Designer Series paper to 4 inches by 5 1/4. I love cutting it at the 4 inch mark rather than the 4 1/4 inch mark because I get more sheets, get more pieces of paper that I can use on cards if I cut it to 4 inches. If it's 4 1/4, I can only get 4 out of a 12 by 12, and this way I can get at least 6 out of a 12 by 12 if I was making the same card. All right, so let's just glue this to the card front. This is like a pretty easy card, but I love easy cards. Make sure that that's the right way around, and I'll just center this right on here. I love the blue and the blue-green, it's so pretty. Okay, let's do some die cutting. I've got Moody Mauve and Basic White right here. I'm going to be using 2 die sets. These are the Deckled Circles dies. They are in the holiday catalog and will be carrying over. Circles are very popular. These are cool because it kind of gives you like a torn look to your circle. I love the look with the Deckled Circles. And this is from the annual catalog, the Nested Essentials dies. We're going to be using the second largest banner, and we're going to be using the 3rd smallest circle. And I did want to point something out, but now I've lost my mind. I was going to say something about the circles. Oh, yes, now I know what I was going to say. I'm going to be using the mini Stamp and Cut today. If you want to use all of your circles though, not all of them are going to fit through here. But today, these dies that I have chosen do fit through my mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss. I just wanted to point that out in case you need a die cutting machine. The bigger one is better if you don't have any others, or if you want to cut all sizes of dies. But sometimes the mini is really handy for travel, and also say you didn't have a big work area and you have to keep things smaller, then the mini is just an awesome way to go. All right, so let's do some die cutting, and I'll grab my plates right here. So I've got my different plates that come with the machine. My machine runs tight, so instead of using the recommended number 1 plate, I'm going to use the 3 plate because it's thinner. I mention this on all my videos just in case someone hasn't heard about this yet. And I'll use a clear cutting plate on the bottom. We'll grab first the Moody Mauve cardstock with a banner. And I'm going to stand up when I do this because you can't see me do that, but it's easier to stand when you're die cutting. Put a second clear plate on top. And now we're going to roll this through. This rolls through so easily when you have the right plates. And when I had the number 1 plate, it was an issue, but such an easy fix because the number 3 plate comes with the machine. So you don't have to buy anything else. It's in your plate pack. You just need to switch the plates out. So we'll do the same sandwich again. The number 3 plate, a clear plate, which is labeled number 2, the cardstock, the die. Always make sure you have the cut line down. And then we'll just pop another plate on top. Just run that through. That cracking and popping is perfectly normal. It's just as this thing gets pressed into the plate, you're going to hear a little pop. And there's a little deckled circle. Okay. Pop that out of the way. And that is all the die cutting that this card has. If you don't have dies, you can still make this card. You're just going to use rectangles and squares instead. You know, just be creative. Sometimes the best cards are made when we are creative. Okay, so we'll glue down that in a second. We've got this, and I'm going to grab my Moody Mauve so we can be all matchy-matchy. And I've got my Warm Wishes on a B block. And I'm just going to stamp this down there. This is so satisfying to stamp because I'm not like artistic in terms of I can't draw from scratch, but when you stamp something and it comes out nice and crisp like that, it's just awesome. I've got my Pretty Peacock ink pad. I've got some scrap paper here, and I thought it'd be fun to stamp the bear in Pretty Peacock rather than black. So it's a very dark color, so it almost looks black. My son, who has very good eyes, would instantly be able to tell that's a blue-green, but when you don't know that it's supposed to be a different color, or your eyes aren't good like mine, it looks so dark. I can barely tell the difference. Also, it's kind of fun because it matches the base layer. We're going to take our punch, slide it in. If you have trouble punching, you'll want to put this down on your work surface. I like to punch in the air, so I just hold it like this. But if you have trouble, put this down and then stand up. You're going to just take the heel of your hand and press down just a tiny bit. You're not pressing all the way. It's just like you're going to hold the cardstock in place until it's got a good position. And then just use both the heels and punch down. And that is so much easier to do than doing it in the air. It gives you more leverage. Okay. Also, it's probably better for your punches because you've got even pressure coming down. Oh, before we finish with this bear, I'm going to take the scarf, bring back Moody Mauve, and then we've got some color matching going on. And we'll just ink this up in Moody Mauve. Try not to like squish this too far in because then you're going to get ink in between the cracks of the image and it won't stamp nicely. So you just want to tap, tap, tap. And then also nice, gentle, even pressure when you're stamping. Whenever you're stamping small images, you want to make sure you use a gentle touch. You still want good coverage, so you still want it firm, but you don't want to smush it flat. Okay. All right, time to glue all the pieces on the card. So we'll start with the banner, because the banner is pretty much, it needs to be stuck to the top, so we'll just kind of position that first, right on the edge of the paper. Come in and we'll do our, got my glue in a jar. Just make sure the long wishes is straight. Press down. And then we've got the bear. Add the bear on here. Okay. And then just for the final touch, we're going to take some iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. Here. So, okay, I want to do a small, a medium, and a large. So I'm actually going to use the snowflakes as my guide. I'm going to stick a snowflake or a jewel on each of these snowflakes because it's easy, because there is exactly the pattern where the snowflake was, so it just kind of makes sense for me to put them there. And on this piece right here, they were in a different spot, right? So I've got them here, so you can just mix them around. And with this particular paper, it was just easier to stick it right where the snowflakes were. And that is all there is to my card. It is so simple. But I love the way it turned out, right? That paper does all the work for me, right? It just provides the background interest, and then the stamping was just super easy. I hope you like that. And you can make this in different colors too. If you don't have Moody Mauve, think about some other colors that you could put up here. You could do yellow, which would play off nicely with the blue-greens. You could do red, of course, would make it very Christmassy. Just whatever color you want. Just match the banner and the scarf, and maybe the ink right here, just to keep it all the same. And it will be super easy. If you don't want to use pretty peacock ink for the bear, just use black. He's a little polar bear. You can use whatever color you want. Make him a brown bear if you want to. All right, I am coming back. I hope you like that card because it was fun and it was easy. I want to just make sure, I forgot to talk about my host code. This is my host code for the month. So if you're thinking of placing an order, please use this host code. Regardless the size of your order, unless your order is over $150, then don't use my host code so that you can get your own host rewards. If your order is over $50 and you use my host code, you will be getting my gift of the month. And I'm gonna look in my embellishment thing. I'm running out of my iridescent pearl basic jewels. You can see I've been coloring some of them. You'll be getting a full pack instead of my meager less. I think I have a quarter pack left, maybe even less. There's none up top here. So I've been using these big time this month and before that, so they are almost out. So it's fun when you can color them different colors to match your project. But they're just a really good staple to have on hand. That will be the gift for November. You've just got a few days left. Thursday is the last day of the month, and then we're into December. I can't even think about December yet. So, but that will be the gift. Let me see if there's anything else I need to tell you. I think that's it. So let's have a look at and say hello to some of you this morning. Hello, Ellie from chilly Connecticut. It was a little chilly here this morning, I will say, but the sun is shining and that makes me happy. Good morning, Deborah from Virginia Beach. And Ellie said she really wishes she had a Whole Foods nearby. I know, it's really lucky. that this place where we moved to has 3 really good grocery stores within a 5-minute drive. They're all clustered together. So I've got, there's Sudbury Farms, which is the Roche Brothers chain. And so I've got that, and then the Whole Foods, and then we've got a Shaw's, which is also the sister store is Star Market. So I'm very used to shopping at Star Market because that's what we had in our last location. And that's where my son worked. So I'm very familiar with them, and all 3 stores carry different things that I like. So what I've done, I have this app on my phone called AnyList. I don't know if any of you use phone apps for doing lists, but I just started doing this. And I have all 3 stores shopping lists. So I don't go to each store every week because that would be insane. I choose one, and I have certain products I like to buy at the different stores. And so when I go there, I want to like make sure that I buy that product because it might be a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks or whatever before I get back. So I've started lists for each of the stores that must buy products when I'm in each one, so I don't forget, because otherwise my brain is an absolute sieve. When I go to the grocery store without a list, I will not buy everything I need, guaranteed. So Whole Foods, I really like Whole Foods for some things. They are very pricey though, so it tends not to be always my first go-to store, but there are things at Whole Foods that none of the other stores have, so I go to Whole Foods regularly too. Ellie said she enjoyed a later Thanksgiving with her 1-year-old and 1-month-old grandsons. I can't believe your grandson is like 1 year old already. That just went so quickly. Oh wow. It's such a joy that you got to spend that time with your grandchildren. Good morning, Marty. And Marty has a cold Pittsburgh as well. Brr. Good morning, Mary. Nice to see you. Marty says she loves the Very Cute bundle. I do too. It's an easy bundle to use. And then it's going to be, it will have only been in one catalog. So next year, people are going to be like looking for this Very Cute bundle that is no longer in existence. So I'm very glad to have it, and I wish it would have carried over so we would have a little bit more time with it, but it was not to be. So, all right, Janine, hello, good morning, Janine. I've got a few team members on here this morning. I just love that. Have an amazing team. We're called the Bee Stampers, and some of us are going to on stage together in Houston in March. So if you're thinking you want more fun out of Stampin' Up and you want to like attend events, sometimes they're online. Like a lot of my team things are online, but every once in a while there's in-person events, and there's an in-person event for all of North America in March, and it's called On Stage, and it's going to be in Houston. It's a 3-day event. You can still sign up now. The registration goes until January, so you can still get in on that, and it's really fun. I've been to several of them, and there's nothing like a Stampin' Up! Conference. There's just so much good energy and vibes and stuff. It's just a wonderful experience. Okay, let me keep going. Hello, Nina. Oh, it's good to see you again. Oh, I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Mary says she loves polar bears, and Marty says such a cute card. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this morning. I hope all of your holiday preparations are going well, and you can look to me because you can feel good, because I'm sure all of you are much more prepared than I am. I am flying by the seat of my pants this year. I am just coasting along the life, just, I feel, in some ways, I feel liberated because this year has been so crazy that I have like very low expectations on myself. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and it's going to be enough, right? So I hope that all of you, if you struggled this year, I hope you feel the same way. Things don't have to be perfect. Just enjoy what you have, and try and be happy. That's all I want. Okay, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Look for my Friday project. I'll be going live on YouTube at 10 a.m. Eastern on Friday with my Beary Cute project. And if I need to, if the bundle sells out, I will have like an alternative project. It will be, I'll show the way you do it with the Beary Cute bundle, but I'll have an alternative one so that it can be made in more than one way. But it would be really cute because I'll try and make it match my card, my Tuesday card, so that you can, do both projects, and then also you have that lantern project that's really cute to me. Marty says, some days you just put one foot in front of the other and keep on going. That's right. Yeah, we just keep on going. And sometimes things are rough. So you just get by with a little help from your friends and family, right? And that's all we can ask for. All right. I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see some of you on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.